All right, so today we have two very special guests, Onyx and LaToya René Robertson, who are joining us for a Women of Color in Music celebration. And the reason why we wanted to host this event this weekend was because a lot of times in the music industry and just in general, a lot of conversations about women of color are about the issues that women of color face in different industries. And so one thing that we wanted to do a little bit differently today was to be very solutions focused and highlight two very special women in the music industry and talk about some of their accomplishments despite the color of their skin. And then one of the things that we'll be doing is so I'll start off with an interview. I'll also do some breakout rooms. So some of you will get a chance to be in different rooms with leaders in the music industry. And then we'll finish off with a meditation and a very special positive affirmation experience at the end of our call. So thank you everybody for joining. I'm very happy to have all of you, and thank you so much to Onyx and LaToya. So to start off, I'll introduce the both of them. So I'll start off with, oops, let me just see, I lost everybody. 1 second. Okay, so I'll start off with introducing a very special guest, Miss Onyx, who is a music and media executive. She is currently the artist manager for Louisiana Cash and Erica Banks from Southern Heat Entertainment. She's also the CEO of Jermaine Dupri's Global 14 The Cut, and is a publicist and publicist and app developer for MC Registry. So Miss Onyx does so many different things. She plays all these different hats, and I wanted to make sure to have her on this evening because I'm very inspired just by a woman of color who is an entrepreneur who is able to be so multifaceted. So thank you, Miss Onyx, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction.
Thank you. And then Miss LaToya René Robertson recently connected with me, and she is a very well-established music composer and music entrepreneur, a public speaker, and a PhD candidate over at, would you just remind me of the school, LaToya?
University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth.
Yes. And so Miss LaToya has found a lot of success in the music industry. Her music has been placed in over 483 television and film productions, including Demi Lovato's MTV, America's Funniest Home Videos, and the list goes on and on. I had to put it in front of me today so that I could try to remember it, but I couldn't remember how many there were. She's also had her music in Buying the View, CMT Hot 20 Countdown, Curvy Brides, Dish Nation. If you all were able to see this very long list, it has been aired in so many countries around the world. So I'm very happy to have you. So thank you, LaToya, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you guys.
All right. So again, thank you to our audience for joining. So we'll jump into our interview. I'll start off by asking the both of you a little bit about your background. So whoever would like to go first, LaToya or Onyx, can you tell us a little bit about how you got started in the music industry and talk about a few, or maybe your top success or something that you're really proud of accomplishing?
I'll start with how I got started. So I was always surrounded by music since I could remember. There are even baby pictures of me with one of those Fisher-Price hammered xylophones. It kind of looks like a piano. So I've always been surrounded by music. But the first time that I actively decided I want to pursue music was my first year in college. And I had written this song, and everyone in my residence hall told me to go be a part of this talent show. I had never sung in front of anyone. I typically played an instrument. I was in marching band. I had written music, but I had never performed. So I wrote this song and I performed it, and I came in third place, which no one thought that was my first time ever performing, but lo and behold, there it was. So I won a little bit of cash. And after that, I was invited to the studio, and this studio was gorgeous. amazing. It had all the buttons, all the dials, all the sliders, all the instruments, all the everything that a music geek could dream of. And it was in that moment that I said, I belong here. This is what I should be doing. And I didn't know the term for producer. So I just knew I made a beat, so I want to be a beat maker. So I was 19 years old when I made that decision, and it's been history since then. So that was the first moment. I had no clue. I had no idea. I just know that I had this fire inside of me that I'd never had before, and I loved every moment of it. So that was when I decided, and that was the beginning for me.
Awesome. And how about you, Onyx?
Well, yes, kind of similar to Toya as far as just upbringing. My entire background and my family, very music orientated. My mother, she competed in pageants and sung in the state of Ohio. So I just kind of grew up in music and always had a love for it. And a story of mine, just always wanting to be a performer and be a singer. That's initially how I began. So the young lady who listed all the things she's doing, I understand that. So yeah, I started out singing, songwriting at the age of 9. And I would say my first success in the music industry would be marketing and promotions in 2006. I had my children in 2005, so I just was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to. I had twin boys, so like, there's no way I can get out here and perform and be a singer and do all that, but I can still stay in the industry. I can still learn and work and get as much knowledge as I can possibly can. So I would say for me, I'm most proud of the fact, and I consider a success, that I was able to still proceed along in something I wanted to do since I was a little kid, with having, children and being a single mother.
One of the reasons why I was really excited to interview the both of you is because the both of you are very similar to myself as an entrepreneur. You both have so many different things that you're working on. LaToya, you love science and logic, and you are constantly working on different projects in music, public speaking, etc. And Onyx, you're not only an artist manager, but you are a singer-songwriter, you are a publicist, you are the CEO of an app company, which is amazing. And so I wanted to ask the both of you, what advice would you have to folks who constantly feel like they have to be successful as either a singer-songwriter, or just they have to stay in one lane? What advice would you have for folks? I'll start with you, Onyx.
I would definitely say not to limit yourself in that one area. It's okay to have multiple talents, but you should always be available and open to other opportunities. For example, as a singer, you can still do background singing, you can still do commercials, you can still do voiceovers. Disney, there's plenty of songs. They always need people to sing. Broadway. So you have to find a way to stay working and not get discouraged, and don't feel that you aren't heading in the right direction because you're not at 17K followers or whatever that may be. You have to find what works for you and just progress a little bit each day.
How about you, LaToya?
Everything that Onyx said, and I would like to add on to that. So even though you do all the things, making sure that the things that you do, you're systematically building on those things. So making sure that you're not just doing one thing and then running to the next and then running to the next and running to the next, but giving it enough time and attention so that it can build and it can grow and it can actually yield you some returns. That was probably one of my downfalls, is that I'm talented in a lot of different areas, and I may or may not get distracted sometimes by opportunities as they arise. So learning when it's okay to say no, because not all opportunities make sense. Not all money is good money, as one of my clients once said. So just being sure to not limit yourself, but at the same time, giving the things focus and attention that it deserves. You were given an amazing talent, so let the world see it in the way it's supposed to.
LaToya, you had mentioned that you have some systems, and I think one of the parts that a lot of people struggle with in the music industry is figuring out how to even set up those systems. So for someone who is just starting off, or maybe they've already found a little bit of success in the music industry, do either of you have some advice for how to create those systems or how to make it a little bit easier to organize one's projects?
Uh, I guess I'll take it. Uh, so one of the things that I remind myself is that even though this is an art and this is me literally singing my heart song all around the world, this is still very much a business. So this is a product, this is a service that I'm delivering to someone, and I start with that. So uh, if I am going to be releasing an album, so what's the theme of the album? Do I have a theme? Who will be working the cover art? What means will I be distributing this? What's my target audience for this? So I asked myself a series of questions first to identify all the things that I can identify. So I may not be able to identify the lyrics of the album because sometimes that just happens how it happens. But all the other things, I map that out just like I would map out any business venture. So do I have my team in place? Who's my publicist? Who's my designer? Do I have all my legal documentation in place? What is my accounting method going to be? Do I have the funds for this, or do I need to raise funds? If I'm going to raise funds, how will I raise funds? So I almost treat it like a night out. So you think about you're going out with your friends. So who all is going to be there? What are we going to be wearing? What's the theme of the event? Do I have the money for it? Do I need to work a few more hours to get this money to do it? So I liken it to something like that. So if you don't necessarily have a business endeavor, or you're just starting, maybe start there, or like you're ordering food. So food or a night out. And if you can fill in some of those blanks where it makes sense, then that's usually how I line it up to take off. What about you, Onyx?
Thanks, Toya. I love that night out kind of checklist. I'm gonna have to do that for myself. I like to use I go back to the basics. Again, as Toya is still a business, it just so happens to be fun sometimes. So, or a lot of times, I use a calendar. I do a calendar. I have to check my calendar daily. I have a notepad. I have notes. I have pages. I mean, every day I live by that calendar. Google Calendar, my phone calendar, and I cross-check because I have to, calendar game, because I have to, I have so many people that, and children to take care of, right? So I have to make sure their appointments are in line, their schoolwork, my schoolwork, I'm in school as well. And then also the artists that I work with, Eric Banks, if you're not familiar, 1501 Certified Entertainment, independent label, very powerful, a lot going on all the time. And so we can't miss a step. People have paid their deposits for whatever it may be. So again, for me, a system starts with a to-do list and a calendar. For me, at the beginning of the day, I do a to-do list, and at the end of the day, I do a to-do list. What did I complete and mark off? And so that I don't feel overwhelmed. And then I start over the next day and work my way down the list, depending on what it is. Sometimes you have to rearrange for priority, but again, I feel like a calendar, if you're not writing things down, if you're not putting things on paper, how can you bring it to fruition? So that's for me.
Thank you. One thing that I think a lot of people would be interested in is what kinds of projects are you both working on currently? So LaToya, I'll start off with you. What are you currently working on?
Wow. So my main project right now is a rebrand. So I am a composer, I'm a music creator, I'm a creative, period. So I have pieces of my brand that say that, but then I have pieces of my brand that say a scholar, I'm an academic, or I'm a speaker. Well, the reality is I'm still LaToya René. I'm just Toya, and I happen to do these things. And these things are all interconnected, even though they've not been presented as such. So right now, my main focus is my rebrand. So I want you to know when you come to LaToyaRené.com that yes, I make music, but because of this wonderful gift that I've been given, I speak, and I guess I speak pretty well. So I speak, and I'm a creator, and I can teach and educate because of all these skills that connect. And finding a cohesive way to deliver that message and deliver the image of me without being overwhelming. So that is the main thing, has been my rebrand, and I've taken a step back to do that. In the process of that rebrand, I've been organizing my library. So I've got easily 4,000 or 5,000 tracks that I've been sending out or that have been placed somewhere. And probably since I sent you that, the bio that I sent, it's a little dated, which I apologize for, but since then it's been about 756 placements. So what does that look like? What brands are on there? What are the logos for that? What are the logos for that show? I want it to be easy for people to see that. So that's been a huge project, just taking a step back to do that and to redefine my image and what that looks like. On the other side, as a creator, as someone who's been working in higher education for some time, specifically with first generation college students, I'm working on the COVID college cheat sheet. So I've written a book called The College Cheat Sheet for first year students, and right now I'm writing the COVID version for that. But this is as the rebrand is happening, so that's happening, which is a major thing, and kind of taking a step back to get all of my thoughts out in the process. So those are the main things.
And is that COVID college cheat sheet, is that for musicians specifically, or is that for students that are in academia?
It's geared for any kind of virtual learner. So if you are at Full Sail, if you're at the LA Film School, this all applies. So learning how to network, you need to network no matter what you're studying. You need to know how to take advantage of your opportunities that are there. You need to know how to manage your mental health while you're there. So I deal a lot with students who manage mental health, and I manage anxiety. So some of these things, they can be overwhelming. So how do you manage that? These are life tools, regardless of the place and industry that you're in. It just happens to be labeled the COVID college cheat sheet. But one of the things that in the future, once both Onyx and I finish our schoolwork, we'll be working on the music cheat sheet. So it's same principles, but specifically towards that specific industry.
That's awesome. And how about for you, Onyx? Oh, you're on mute.
Okay. A couple of different projects, and I'll just kind of start with each company or entity, if you will. So for Jermaine Dupri's Global 14, The Cut, which started in 2011 initially as like an online radio kind of blog talk thing, and then blossomed into what it is today, which is a media company. So our focus right now is just, pre-COVID was getting into developing a documentary, and this is inside scoop for some DJs, and we were working on that, kind of like the art of the DJ and building that, and we're still working on that. But I think right now with the COVID, we're looking to utilize a new app called Clubhouse and kind of see and kind of fill that out. So we're just kind of seeing where we fit. We're not really a gossip blog. We're not nothing against that if that's your lane, but that's just not for us. That's not our area. So we're kind of looking to just find what works for us. Instagram isn't the best platform, and this is also a teaching opportunity. Find a platform that works for you. You don't have to have each platform, because you need to be accessible and visible, but find what works for you and where you get the best engagement. So that's what we're doing for the media company in the meantime. And we're going to do the podcast, and we've interviewed so many people. So we're kind of over the whole, like, we want to interview, go viral thing. We did that, and we're done with it, but that's what we're doing for that. For Erica Banks, we have a Christmas EP coming out on the way, Banks Before Christmas. So please look forward to that. And we've been booked and busy, COVID safely. We've been booked and busy, and she will of course have more upcoming projects coming. For Louisiana Cash, we are working on a virtual show with a live band. So as you know, that's a lot. I'm in Las Vegas, he's in Texas. We're doing that remote planning, but it's working out and coming together wonderfully. And then for the app, I've actually placed the travel app on hold, because obviously people can't travel as we did before, or they're not comfortable doing so. So that's pretty much all of that part. And then personally, just trying to complete the project management degree that I'm working on currently. So
I'm working on a lot. That's amazing. I love hearing about all of the projects that the both of you are working on. So I'd like to move into the breakout rooms pretty soon, but I want to finish up this part of our session with just a question to the both of you in regards to how do you both think that women of color can continue to push the music industry forward, and what are ways that we can take action now, or we can take action in our communities in order to do so? LaToya, I'll start with you.
Keep being amazing. So if you're a woman of color, continue to be amazing. For our allies and for those of us who recognize certain things that happen, say something. So there are times where I may be in a room and people undermine me simply because I'm a woman. So I had a meeting at Def Jam, and they were talking to my manager the entire time as if he were the producer. And it wasn't until about 30 minutes in that he asked a question that signaled me like, wait a minute, he thinks he makes music. And then I'm the manager. No, we're here for me, son. So making sure that you address those moments when they arise. If you feel like it's a little uncomfortable, when you see something, say something. For our allies that are out there, make sure that you're speaking on our behalf, not necessarily for us because I have a voice, but when you see your peers doing something that's out of line, saying something and talking to them as an individual in a way that you know that they'll hear you. And continue to push your sisters, continue to push everyone. So when an opportunity arises that either you think someone in your network fits, or if you think that even if it doesn't fit you, share that. So for example, for this opportunity, when I was asked, do I know anybody else? I was like, yeah, of course, Onyx. she would fit this, this is her. And I had no idea that this is something that she wanted to do, but I thought of her. So surrounding yourself with people who speak positively about you in rooms when you're not there, and find you some no people. This is counterintuitive. Finding people that when you're up here and you're thinking the amazing things, they ask you the questions of, did you dot this I? Did you check this mark? Not negative, but just making sure that you're following through on the promise that you made to yourself.
Thank you. And Onyx?
I would have to echo, and this is why we're in sync. Thank you for thanking me. I would have to echo Toya for sure, because, definitely one of the ways to move forward is by sharing your resources and networks. Even something like this event, that you're not getting a leg up by not sharing the event to someone who could possibly use it. They may not attend, but at least you gave that insight for them to come and attend a session such as this. I feel like also kind of going back to what Toya said, accountability. This year there was a lot of, in the urban industry side at least, cancel culture, I guess you would say, on a lot of women of color, a lot of Black women, Latino women, and it just was a little overboard and more than what I personally feel was necessary as it relates to other women in the industry, who may not be a woman of color. So I feel like there's a way to share accountability and discuss ways for us to move forward without canceled, it's over. Take your sister or take her to the side and share with her a better way. And like Toya said, in a way she can receive it best. And yeah, I just feel that also hiring within. When I did the app and we did a South by Southwest campaign, I hired not intentionally, like I wasn't going to accept anyone else, but I found that's who gravitated, who wanted to support me in the app, and that's who I hired. So I hired, I had an all Black women team, who carried it out, and the board of operations are Black women. And we're going to be building and looking for more. And even for the red carpets, I'm at a point now in my career where I don't want to be on the red carpet, but I hire correspondents to do that. And so I've Latino women, I've hired Black women to do that for me. And I just feel that we need to, when available and when it makes sense, provide the opportunity for somebody as well. So that's what I have to share for that.
Thank you. I am now going to go ahead and open up some breakout rooms. So I'm going to do my best to try to essentially put all of you into a room with a new person. So I'll do 2 to 3 breakout rooms depending on timing. And I have a prompt for them. So keep in mind for these breakout rooms, essentially, we're going to have a conversation on 3 things. So in the breakout rooms, I'd like all of you to discuss what brings you joy. So one thing that brings you joy. The second thing is, why did you decide to pursue music? And you can give a very brief background about yourself. And then the third thing would be something that you accomplished this week. And the purpose of this is to essentially provide a space for you to meet some new people, also get into a room with a woman of color who is a leader in the music industry, and to talk to each other as humans. This is a really great opportunity for, instead of you just going to someone advice, getting to know them on a real deeper level and understanding why they're part of the music industry and why they love what they love. So I have 5 or 4 different rooms, and if you're not in a room that you don't want to be in, just be patient. I'll be moving people around, but hopefully you all get a chance to meet some great people. I'm gonna put, so Onyx, I'll have you in one, LaToya, I'll have you in another. Justine, you're going to be in one, and then Tiffany, do you mind if I put you in charge of one of the rooms as well? Where is she? Tiffany, yeah? Okay, awesome. So I'll go ahead and open up all the rooms, and then I'll give you all a notification when we'll switch. See you guys soon. And then just go ahead and.
What up?
What up? How's everyone today?
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. So who would like to get started with what brings them joy?
My wife.
Hey.
I'm just excited about life.
Hell yeah.
Nobody's nobody's trying to do me wrong yet.
Your audio is going in and out. It's going in and out, but I just want to let you know I'm loving the energy. Like, even though I'm hearing like every 4th word, all I see is just like, and I love it. I love the energy. I love it.
It's definitely bringing joy. Whatever she's talking about is bringing her joy.
I briefly heard, life brings her joy.
Life, yeah.
Her wife brings her joy. Those are some of the things I heard.
Yeah, wife, kids, life, period. My life is changing, and I'm excited about it. I'm doing music, for the first time, I downloaded Reason. I haven't did software, period. I didn't understand what it was about. So, just doing software and just knowing how to do it is exciting for me. And the fact that I'm playing as if I'm actually playing, like I'm so gifted. I'm learning my own, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy, but it's exciting to me.
Excellent.
And what was the other question?
She had 3 questions. So what brings you joy? What did you accomplish this week? And why did you pursue music?
Oh, well, the song I did last time, I'm actually creating the music to it. And I did that. I stayed up all last night creating that. But I'm proud of myself because I did pretty damn good. I have to do some more stuff to it, but I'm proud of myself because it's the first time using the software. And I'm actually, I have to learn some more stuff, but I'm getting it, though, the basics, It isn't as hard as I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be really hard. But yeah, I'm excited. So what got me into music? I knew I was going to be in music since I was a kid. I don't know. It's always been my calling, I guess you could say. I already knew who I was going to be when I was younger. Strange enough, but I mean, I think if you have like a connection with God, you pretty much know where you're going and where you're headed. So I already knew where I was headed, and all throughout my life, I've always met people that's in music. The guy the first studio I've been in was CeeLo's, Beats by the Pound, that used to produce with No Limit. So yeah, and that was the first studio I've been in growing up. So it was like, you know, all my life I met people that was in the music industry, and it was just been a blessing to me. I never knew when my time was coming, but I kind of felt like my time was now. You know what I mean? Like you go through a lot of stuff in life. You're supposed to learn different things. You're supposed to go through different hurdles. And if you don't learn it, you kind of repeat it. And then when it's time, it's time. But I felt like it was my time, you know?
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. So is there anyone else?
So
I can talk all day. I just don't know.
I would say, I don't know. Like I was definitely led by the spirit to pursue a career in the music industry. It kind of came out of nowhere in a sense, and I don't believe in that. So I know that it was God that led me to this industry. But one thing I accomplished this week was setting up booking for my artist to do a photo shoot and start his docu-series. So that's dope to start to present him to the world and like really get out there and do different things. So what was the first question?
So what did you accomplish? What put you in the music industry? I think you answered those two. And then the other one was what brings you joy?
Just being able to pursue life every day, like that's a blessing to be able to wake up. So the fact that I have another chance to go hard, like that's it for me right there. That's it. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Charlie.
That's what's up.
Anyone else?
Yeah, you want to go ahead?
Okay, I guess I'll go. What brings me joy? Just like what everybody else said, you know, having another chance at pursuing, you know, my dream and music and just being able to keep going. You know, life is so short. It's such a blessing and such a great ability to be able to, you know, do what you want. How did I get into music? Well, I've been singing since I was 3. I come from a musical background, pretty sure just like everybody else. My mom was in the choir, dad was in the choir, grandma, grandparents, everybody else. And it just really like, it was almost like a really natural thing. Just kind of like fell into music and just the love and joy for singing. And then I learned about songwriting, how you can, you know, express yourself through that. So I've been doing that. What was the last question? I'm so sorry.
What did you accomplish this week?
What did I accomplish? So I worked on a cover for Officially Missing You that I posted to my YouTube and my Instagram channel. And I did it in a different way with pre-recorded vocals, and I did like a little quarantine type of music video type of thing to go along with it. And it was very different for me and, you know, just trying out different things. So I'm really proud of myself for the amount of work that I put into it. So, yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Sierra.
Thank you.
I'll go real quick. It's definitely just similar to the stuff that you guys said. But what brings me joy, yeah, like you guys said, being able to wake up and do the things that I love is crazy to me still. I've only been doing this for like a year, but like I get to write about music, like what the fuck. Why pursue music? I guess kind of the same idea. Like I don't know. I guess I've always loved music, and then I was doing a bunch of stuff that wasn't music, and then eventually that got very bad, very boring. And I was like, okay, you know what? I've been running away from this. Let me just try to lean into it. And yeah, like everybody said, it's been blessings ever since, and very happy about that. One thing I accomplished was I joined like this community of like, it's like an R&B community based in Toronto, where like the area that I'm from. And like I was just in the background, not telling anybody, like not not saying anything. And then this week I like kind of introduced myself and like got involved in like discussions and stuff. And I was pretty proud of that. So yeah, that was my week. Thanks.
Excellent.
How about you, LaToya? You want to run through them again?
Yes. So what brings me joy? This adventure called life. Like every day is a new adventure, and it is unplanned, unexpected, everything about it. And the beautiful thing about it is you get to create the outcomes. And I love every element of it. And I love moments like this where I get to share and talk and feed into people, and they get to feed into me, and we get to just cultivate all this joy and magic that happens with it. So that brings me joy. Why did you pursue music? It almost, it's like music pursued me. uh, it's like that one guy who's just been standing out your window for weeks on end with the radio talking about, will you go out with me? So music pursued me, and even when I try to step away from it, it follows me in a very different way. So I was working in higher education, and something happened with that when I bought this house with the plan to fix and flip it, and work went sideways. So I said, you know what, I got a house. So I moved into it, and I converted half of it into a recording studio. So I ended up running a studio, and that ended up further developing my connections. And I always accidentally stumble upon opportunities. So my first opening for a major artist, it was going with my friends to the mall. I don't like the mall. So I went there, and I'm the person that reads all the flyers. So I read this flyer that says audition to open up for, it was Carl Thomas at the time, yeah. So open up for Carl Thomas. I was like, hey guys, we should do this. So I went, I did it. No one really wanted, but the club owner asked me to come back and just be a regular singer. And I was like, wait a minute, this is even better than open up for Carl Thomas. This is shmoney. So that happened, and then that led to me having a radio show, and that led to me working with Tango from this guy from Everybody Loves New York, who was on like The Flavor of Love. It was like a spinoff of a spinoff of a spinoff. I ended up running his European accounts. Then that led to me writing for people in the industry. Then that led to me, some of it I was already doing a cappella tours. So some of that led to that. Before I know it, I'm around the world singing in languages that I can't speak in. And so like little things like that, music chose me. I didn't choose music. I just finally said, you know what, sure, let's go out. So that's why I pursued music. What did I accomplish this week? So working on the rebrand. So that, and also because I'm also a PhD student, so I'm like, all right, I got to accomplish all these things. And you don't have to be doing all these things. Just if you're not about that, you got one or two things, that's okay. I want you to know that, because some people feel some kind of way when they hear me talk about this. But so I sent off some work for research, and then I worked on the rebrand in a way that is moving me forward. So the website is almost finished. Once it's done, I'll send it out. Y'all can see it. Let me know if it's sexy or not. So yeah.
That's what's up. Hey, I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Of course, ask away.
Like I feel like I'm like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm trying to juggle all these different things at one time, and like I have to make a certain amount of money within a certain amount of time. Matter of fact, I probably got less than a month to make this money. You feel me? So I can get my baby's ring and we get married.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, or we get engaged before a certain time, should I say? But yeah, man, it's like a lot of pressure. And then at the same time, I have to do the music, and it's my first time dealing with the software, my first time. So, it's kind of like, it's a lot of pressure at one time, you know what I mean? And I see all of the money that you can make with sync. My goodness, like $4,000, that's a lot of money. So, I really want to jump on this, but I'm just learning the software. So, I mean, what do I do? And plus I have another business plus another business. So it's like, whoop,
Gotcha.
driving me crazy,
Okay. So with that, so you got some deadlines. So depending on how urgent those deadlines are, you need to make those the priority. So if it's a matter of your lights, your roof, your general well-being, focusing on that. And I would suggest focusing on the areas that are bringing in money that you already know that you can bank on. So part of that will alleviate some life stress, but then that also gives you the freedom to create as you should. You should never create under pressure. You should create as it makes sense, because pressure creating, you can't microwave a turkey. So the same thing happens for a beat. You can't microwave that beat. At some point, you might be dope enough once you're familiar with Reason to be able to just crank out those hits real quick. That works. But all of this takes time. So just like you marinate the turkey, just like you baste it, you sit it, you clean it, all of those things. The same thing happens with sync licensing. So we might have to connect a little bit later because it says we're about to switch rooms soon. But
oh yeah, let's do that.
so, but take your time with it, and so take your time with it, align it in a way that it makes sense for you, and go from there. But we can definitely talk more offline or after this, and that goes for anyone that's here. But
thank you.
But you need to make a structured model plan to achieve those specific goals that are realistic. So you can dream, shoot for the stars, but you have to work within your human limits. There's no
right.
one. Yeah, no one's.
So I thought to work on the 2 businesses first because I need to accumulate money in order for me to even do music. I mean, yeah, I could do the music at home with Reason, but still, I need to go to an actual studio to actually record. So, you know, and that costs money. So I thought to work on the 2 businesses first. One of them, I mean, they're just starting, both of the businesses, and I'm being taught by one guy to make one of my businesses successful and what to do with that business. My other business is taking off. I'm starting to sell products now, you know, which I'm excited about that, you know. But I make it handmade, so everything takes time, you know.
Of course. Now, everything will continue to take time. And I'm talking about as a logical individual, I would focus in on the thing that's already producing money, and I would focus in on the thing that's producing the highest return on investment. So depending on what your profit margin is for your products, focusing in on that, and finding ways that you can outsource when you can outsource. So if you don't have to physically make it, and you know someone that you can hire to make it for a smaller amount, and you can still do that, that will then increase your productivity. That will also increase your return on investment. So those specific things. So finding ways that where you're not doing everything, because you don't have to do everything.
But I don't have a recipe either. I kind of make this by hand. It's all organic. I make it myself, and nobody else knows how to make it. So, and I don't have like measurements. I don't do measurements. I just made it myself. I came up with the formula, and it's been working. It's actually been growing people's hair very fast, mine included. But it's a great product, but I know it's not the money maker. The money maker is actually the other business, because the guy is teaching me how to teach. And if he's teaching me how to teach, I can make like 10 grand in one day. So, you know, I need to focus on that one too. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, I have to juggle both of them.
Right. So find where it makes sense and pursue that, but find where it makes sense, because you have to produce income. But I hope that helps a little bit. We're about to switch. It said we got 1 minute, and I don't want to be cut off in the middle of a sentence. Mess with my issues. But it was a pleasure to speak with all of you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
She said
Thank
1
you
minute.
so much.
Thank you.
You guys remember that Chance the Rapper song, Blessings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great song. I was just thinking about that song every time somebody say something.
There you go.
Yeah. Slowly, one by one.
Yes. Being taken off of the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. I wish I knew I could like do like a. What's that?
Oh, hey,
Hello.
What's going on, man?
I wonder what the method to her madness is.
Yeah, this might be it. Is this the final room? Whoa. Okay, bye.
Hey again.
That might have been my fault.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, sorry. There's this weird thing with the breakout rooms. I was trying to switch everybody around, and I figured it'd be easier if we all came back together and then switched everybody around. Because then I was just throwing people into rooms.
I thought we were rotating. Are we not rotating?
Yes, we are rotating.
Oh, okay.
So, if you would like to be in a room with a particular person, so again, the rooms are LaToya, Onyx, Tiffany, and Justine. So if you'd like to be in a room with a particular person, just put in the chat box really quickly to me. So send me a little message saying who you'd like to be into room. I might do little or larger rooms this time so that everybody gets to be in a room with someone they want. So go ahead and just type it in the chat box privately to me who you'd like to be in a room with. Someone who you haven't been in a room with before. And then I will switch people around. How'd you guys like that, by the way?
It was fun.
I enjoyed it. It was really fun. I like it.
It was cool.
Cool. And then in this next one, the one thing that I want you all to talk about before we go into our meditation is talk about something that you're working on. And actually, why don't we talk about a song that brings you joy? Something that you like. It actually doesn't have to bring you joy, just a song you're listening to that you're enjoying right now. And I'm going to start moving people around. Also, while I'm moving everybody around, does one person want to share something that, why doesn't someone share something that they learned about someone else? And you can just hop in and unmute yourself.
I learned that Tiffany has a master's, which is incredible.
Nice. Anyone else? Nobody else learned anything about anyone? Lottie, what did you learn about someone?
Wow, I learned that Jaisha was a science major.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I learned behaving. Is that how you pronounce your name? Because I don't want to say it wrong.
Bobbin.
Behaving.
Bobbin.
Bobbin. All right. Okay. Bobbin. So Bobbin doing music with his people in Canada. That's what he said, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Justine, what about you? What did you learn from someone?
So I learned that Ezra loves German alternative pop. And I've never even heard of that before, but it sounds cool, and I'm really excited to hear some of the artists that he recommended.
Nice. German alternative pop. Okay, go ahead, Shanika.
Oh, sorry. Well, actually, Elsie, she's dropping a project, right? You're gonna be dropping a
weeks. Hopefully,
Okay.
fingers crossed.
Nice. LaToya, did you learn anything from anyone?
I learned lots of things. I learned that there was an overwhelming amount of people who find joy in simply pursuing just the opportunities in life, like waking up every day and having the chance to make music, to be around loved ones, and to pursue music daily. And not just music, but that's a part of it that we all share. So I learned that. And really, this is just a dope group of people. So I knew I was gonna have fun, but I didn't know it was gonna be this much.
Nice. All right, and then one more person. What did you learn? Someone who hasn't gone.
I learned that Vine has been doing this for a year now, but like just based off his personality and like how much he offers, you would think that he's been doing it way longer than that. So that's dope.
Who was that?
Charlie.
Oh no, Charlie. Well, who are you referring to?
Bobbin.
Oh, nice. Cool. All right. Well, I am gonna go ahead and switch people into rooms really quickly. So I tried to move everybody, but I couldn't remember where everybody was at in the first place. So if you end up being in a room that you like, if you really wanted to be with someone and you just couldn't get into the room with them, then just shoot me a message and I'll try to scoot you in there. But just remember, the prompt for this next room is going to be one song that you're really digging right now. And I'm gonna go ahead and create these rooms, so go ahead and join them.
Yo.
Yo.
Hey, Melvin.
Hello. How are you?
Good. Still gonna check out your articles.
Oh yeah. Hey.
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 Everybody.
Hi,
Fatima
Fatima.
here.
Hi.
You're new here, right, Fatima?
Yes, I am. I wasn't in this group before.
Yeah.
Were you guys in groups together?
No.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Nobody in this room, actually.
Kaylee and I were. Hey, Kaylee.
Okay.
Hi.
You guys know each other. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, what song makes you guys happy, I guess?
I mean, I have a lot of songs. I have like a whole playlist, but I think the song that I think I'm pretty much digging right now, since it's the Christmas season. I am a big Mariah Carey fan. And no, it's not All I Want for Christmas, just so you know. Okay. It's actually one of her songs on her album, on her Merry Christmas album. And it's called Miss You Most at Christmas Time. And I think that is such a beautiful ballad. And not just because of like the words really, but like because of the instrumentals and how she actually arranged things in that song. So I'm pretty digging that song.
I'm gonna write that one
right
down.
now.
Yeah. I've been I have to do a write-up about K-Camp. You guys know K-Camp? Or have you listened
little
to
bit.
K-Camp? Yeah, he's like kind of popular, but I didn't really know. But he has a song with Seven Streeter called Smart Water. Very, very good song. Very beautiful.
Right now, Smart Water down.
Yeah.
Right.
Jessica, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. So I really love the song "Come Over" by Dagny. I'm assuming is how you say her name, Dagny or Dagny. It's Dagny. I kind of discovered her this year, and I'm just kind of obsessed with her music now. So she has a song called "Come Over" that's just really fun and poppy and bright, and I love it. Elsie? Also, hi, Elsie. I know we were DMing the other day.
No.
Yes, I have to get back to you. This week has been like album.
No, you're fine.
Mode.
Yeah, I remember we talked about, I knew you had the album coming out, so I figured you'd be kind of caught up with that for a minute.
Yes, I totally have been meaning to get back to you. So would love to chat about that. And hold on, let me see if I can start video this. Hello.
Hello. So then I guess you should say a song that makes you happy is one of your own songs coming out now, right?
Basically, I like haven't been listening to anything except for this, which I'm getting a little tired of, to be honest, at this point. But no, I can say a song that, because I have been at least like referencing songs. So let me think of, actually there's this one called Overwhelmed. By Royal and the Serpent, and it's really cool. It's also like pop, but it's got I don't know, it's definitely got like its own style. So she's like a newer artist on the scene, I think. So that one's been really, really fun to listen to.
Could you repeat the name of the artist? Overwhelmed?
Yeah, Royal and the Serpent.
Royal and the Serpent. Hey. Sick.
Cool.
Okay, Kaylee, last one.
Right now I've been really liking The Bakery by Melanie Martinez. I'm like really obsessed with the video because it's like so childish yet like a little gory and like sexy. It's like so weird. It's such a
very Melanie Martinez.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I love it. I'm like so obsessed with it.
Cool.
I've never heard of that. Or her. I've never heard of Melanie Martinez. Should I?
She's a bop.
Yeah, word.
You need to investigate.
Word.
Never heard, but I'm gonna investigate.
Yeah. I'm kind of down to listen to these songs. Would you guys be opposed to that? If I shared screen? Unless you guys
Nah,
have...
go off. I'm down for a little listening session.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're going to do it after, but hey, fuck it. Let's start with that one.
Can we talk while the songs are playing?
Yeah, he's screen sharing. There it is.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah,
we
I
gotta
guess
get
for
each other's Instagrams too.
Yeah, I was
If you
wondering
guys-
if they were gonna do like a large, like here's everybody's Instagram thing.
Oh fuck! I think I was supposed to.
Okay.
I will.
But anyways, what was I gonna say?
I don't
So
know.
what does everybody do? I've already talked to two of you already privately, but like, can everyone just say like what they do in music or, you know?
Well, for me, Fatima, I don't know if you guys can still see me or not, but
we can see
basically
for a second.
For me, what I do in music, I play 5 different instruments.
Oh, wow.
But my main instrument is keyboard. I've been playing since I was like 5, but like with reading music, I'm not that good at it, but I'm trying to do, you know, music theory and, you know, watch all the YouTube channels that I can, but I can play really good by ear pretty much. So that's pretty much what I do. I work with my best friend on a lot of her projects, alone and separately. I don't know if she's been in the chat. Her name's Sierra G, but if you've seen her on here, she was on here. So I kind of work with her songwriting, or if we work on projects together, you know, or just making videos for Instagram and stuff. So that's pretty much what I do. And my husband is a drummer. So me and him, you know, we collaborate a lot, especially, you know, we both play for our church and stuff. So we're constantly doing those things, you know. So that's pretty much what I do.
Cool. So you would say you're like a music maker generally?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'll go next. I'm a songwriter. I produce a little bit too, but mostly like songwriter, and then the other things are sort of the function of the songwriting. I at least co-produce, if not executive produce, all my songs. But I love vocal production as well, so I love to make vocal arrangements and stuff for my songs. I've been playing piano since I was really, really little. Most of my life I've been playing piano since I was 5, and I started singing when I was a teenager. So overall musician, but mainly songwriter.
I gotta get some tips from you on keyboard.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say,
please.
if you want, I love music theory. So if you have like music theory questions or something,
I do.
DM me.
I really do.
Yeah, you can just DM me. It's fine.
Awesome.
Anyone else?
I'll go.
Kaylee, that's so sweet.
I admire that so much because I've played music since like I was little, but I always, you know, lacked in the music theory, the kind of like education and understanding of why music happens the way it does. So like I admire that so much. But I'm a singer, songwriter, producer. I like make music mostly for myself, but I've also done like a lot of work with like other artists. Yeah, you know, I do mostly dark pop, kind of along the lines of like Billie Eilish, Banks, Melanie Martinez, Halsey kind of thing. So yeah.
Well, I like all those artists, and now I want to hear your music. What's your, it looks like you're at She Is Kaylee, but can I find your music from there?
Yeah, I can put my link also in the bio. Or not, oh my God. I'm so used to like typing that out. I'll put my link in the chat. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
I'll put mine in there too. I guess even though we probably are going to have like a larger Finessed call spreadsheet, I guess we could all just put our Instas or whatever in this one.
Yeah, I just put my Instagram. I don't have a lot of music up because I'm still working on the video part of everything, but But yeah, you'll see a lot of photography stuff from me on there, but yes.
I like it's all about the 90s.
Thank you, because I'm such a 90s fan. You don't even know.
It was a golden age for sure.
It was.
Yeah, what else does everybody else do?
I guess I can share a bit. So yeah, I also play piano. Not as great at, I learned music theory a while back, but I tend to write sort of by feel more than using that. Let's see what else. Oh, and I did learn to play guitar a bit as well. So I also write on those. Yeah, mainly looks like we have 2 minutes.
Oh
no. Yeah. Yeah, and then I just started producing maybe like a couple years ago. But I would say this year is like the year that I actually produced songs. So a couple of the songs on the album I actually produced, which is why it was like whole, yeah. I feel like now I'm finally coming out of that whole process, and now the songs are in mastering, which was like kind of a push to get to. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a big journey this year. So yeah, and then also been writing for quite some time as well. And like the artists that you guys mentioned, I love as well. Like Banks is like all time love her. I guess I also could have wrote that, but I haven't listened to her stuff, I guess, in a little while. Every once in a while, I'll just sort of like go through my Banks phases. But yeah, I also really like to kind of like go between different genres. And I don't know if you guys who are making music and writing also feel like that.
I feel like genre is a concept we need to leave in the 20th century. Like
I agree.
So many things are like mixed up these days just because so much of us have had access to so many different kinds of music now that radio isn't like the king of how you find music. So I love stuff that sounds mixed up personally.
Totally, yeah. And yeah, I like, it's one day I'll be like writing a folk guitar song, and the other day I'll be like writing this R&B dark pop song.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, as people, you know, we have so many different emotions and moods. So, you know, why stick to one thing if you don't feel like it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's nice to get to know everybody. Looks like we've got 10 seconds.
I write about music.
I'll
jump in real quick. Yeah.
I'll send you some stuff for the album.
Oh.
Hello.
Where's this elevator music coming from?
This was fun.
From my computer.
Oh,
nice.
I so hope this isn't like somebody's song they made that's like they think it's a bop, and Lottie was like, it's elevator music.
Yeah.
Oh no. Ouch.
Yeah, Lottie, how dare you? I made the song. No, I'm just kidding. No, it is just some background music. Get us in the mood.
So Haben, what you talking about?
I was just saying that I listen to classical music. It kind of calms me down sometimes, you know, and it gets my mind, you know, just thinking about other things, you know, especially when my nerves are bad. So yeah.
It really does. Cool. All right, everybody. So welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and roll this back a little bit. How'd you guys like everything? Did you all get a chance to meet some cool people? Did you enjoy talking to people about things other than just music business?
Loved it.
Cool. I am glad. All right. Well, then we are going to finish off the event with a nice soothing meditation. So I'll be playing some music in the background. Also, Jaisha says I have to leave now, but it was nice meeting everyone. Bye, Jaisha.
Bye. Nice meeting y'all.
Thanks for joining. Have a good weekend.
Alrighty.
Bye. All right. So we will finish off the event with a very soothing meditation. So I'll be leading this. So if you all would find a comfortable seat, if you'd like to sit in a chair, on a yoga mat, it doesn't really matter to me as long as you get a little bit comfortable. And during this time, I usually like to encourage everyone to do whatever feels right for them. So if you'd like to keep your camera on, you're welcome to. Obviously keep your mics off so that you can hear me. But this is really a time for all of us to heal, all of us to just focus our intention and attention inwards. So take a moment to find a comfortable seat. I'll give you just a minute, and then start closing your eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and make the music just a little bit louder. And so hopefully you guys can hear me. All right. Everybody close your eyes. Take a full deep breath in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Start to bring awareness to your body. Take a full deep breath in. Roll your shoulders back. Sit up tall. Bring attention to the top of your head. To the space in between your eyebrows. To the tip of your nose. To your lips. To your chin. To your throat. Take a full deep breath in and fill your lungs. Take another sip. And exhale, breathe it all out. Pull your shoulders down and back, sit tall. Pull the low belly in. And bring awareness to your chest. Take a full deep breath in here, breathe in. Breathe out. Bring awareness to your belly. Feel it rise and fall. Bring awareness to your hips and to your sit bones. Bring awareness to your knees, your ankles, to the soles of your feet. Just lightly wiggle your toes. Here, I'd like you to spend a moment setting your intention for today. You've had about an hour to rest, to relax, to meet new people. Now take a moment to think, what can I do for myself today? Today we'll meditate on truthfulness, or in yoga, satya. How can I be truthful with myself today? What is my purpose? How can I express that purpose and speak it to the people around me? How can I allow myself to continue building community? Where can I spread joy? How can I share my peace with others? Take a full deep breath in, breathe in. Then exhale out through the mouth. Again, breathe in. Exhale out through the mouth, make a sound. Again, breathe in. Take one more sip at the top, breathe in. And exhale, breathe out. Slowly bring awareness back to your body. Get a little bit taller. Pull the low belly in. Pull your shoulders down and back away from the ears. A little bit taller. And take a moment to just listen to the music. Notice how your body is feeling today. Notice any thoughts running through your mind. Let them pass. And smile. How can I find joy in this moment? How often do we get a moment to just sit and listen to the music? Take a full deep breath in here, breathe in. Hold at the top for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, breathe out.
Let it ride out.
Take a full deep breath in again, breathe in. And breathe out. On this next inhale, I want you to make it your biggest breath of the day. Fill your lungs. Breathe in. Take one more sip of air. Breathe in. breathe out. Take one more moment to bring your focus back to that intention that you set for today. And remember that when anything goes wrong in today or any day, can you come back to your purpose? Why are you here? Slowly begin to flutter your eyes open. Take one more deep breath in, breathe in, and breathe out. All right, everybody. Thank you for participating in our meditation for today. We have one last thing that we're going to do that is a special gift from some very special women of color that joined us this afternoon. So LaToya and Miss Onyx will be sharing some positive affirmations with all of you. And what we'd like to do here is, if you feel called to do so, we will be repeating after them. So essentially, they'll say what their affirmations are, and then you just keep your mics off and repeat that affirmation to yourself. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just lower the volume just a little bit. And then LaToya, if you wouldn't mind going first, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Thank you so much. As the backdrop of my affirmations, I, like many people, deal with imposter syndrome. So sometimes I am in a amazing circumstance, and sometimes I'm the person who thinks I don't belong. And I think about that because of my circumstances, or maybe even the struggle that it took me to get there, or even because I'm the only person that looks like me in the room. So the affirmations that I start my day with, and then I proceed before that meeting with, I say that I am worthy.
I am worthy. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to be myself. I'm repeating after you. All right. Sorry, LaToya.
No worries. So I start with, I am worthy. I belong. I am capable. And I got next. So those are things that I say to myself, and I start my day off with that, because I am worthy, no matter how I feel about that, no matter what imposter syndrome is doing to me and undermining my work, my hard work. I belong because this opportunity is here for me. I'm very capable because everyone in the room sees that. And I got next. Not who's got next, I got next. It's my time.
Amazing. Thank you, LaToya.
Thank you.
And Miss Onyx?
Thank you so much. I have a couple of affirmations, and these are ones that I use to get me through not only the music industry and business, but just my day-to-day life and challenges, especially in a year like this one. So my first one is, I would say, you are all you need. So I am all that I need. If I change my mentality, then I'll change my results. I need to measure the worth and value every day in what I'm doing. Each win matters. and process, then find a solution. I find that with these things, I'm able to allow room for error and allow room for growth, and then kind of get back on pace with what it is that my intended purpose or goal was.
Thank you. All right, everybody. So please give a round of applause to LaToya and Miss Onyx for today. We are very grateful to have the both of you join us, and I think that this was a very powerful experience for all of us to be in a room with such amazing women who not only are women of color, but are women of color who are doing amazing things in the world and are accomplishing so much in so many different facets. So thank you all for joining us today. I'm just going to go ahead and finish off with we have a networking document on the side. So if you folks would like to connect with each other, then I'll have this, and you can just make a copy if you'd like to keep it for yourself, or copy that link. And then other than that, we have events every weekend. You're more than welcome to join them. Next weekend, we're doing a publishing event. The weekend after, we were supposed to do a music summit, but we're actually going to move that the week to the following week, so the week of December 19th, and switch things around a little bit. So if you'd like to be a part of the events that we're doing on a weekly basis, a lot of the folks in here are already members of our platform. It's $5 a month to just hang out with all of us every single weekend, which is awesome for us, because we really develop a community of loyal followers and loyal, not a cult, but just essentially a group of people who love what we're doing and support our mission, which is to continue to help artists and entrepreneurs in the music industry learn about the music business and learn about the music world. So hopefully you all found some greatness in this event today. Just throw hands, actually raise the roof if you got something out of today and you enjoyed it. Woo woo. Cuckoo. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave this open for just a little bit longer if anyone has any questions. And thank you so much, Onyx and LaToya. I hope to keep in touch with the both of you. And you both are amazing today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everybody attending, and thank you for the opportunity, and Toya for thinking of me. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, everybody. Have a good weekend. See you all next week.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.